This is Satish Nikam from NDMEP's KBT College of Engineering, Nasik. Now, in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the pin description of 8051 microcontroller. The way I am going to explain the pinout diagram, you have to remember 8051 is a 40 pin IC and this is a pinout diagram. This is a pin description of 8051, pin number 1. This is a notch here and we start here from 1, 2, 3 up to 20, 21 to 40. These are the 40 pins. Out of these 40 pins, every IC definitely it required some power. So, for that purpose we are having one pin, that is pin number 40 and which is VCC. Pin number 20 is a ground pin. Now, for the operation of this 8051 microcontroller, there must be some clock circuitry, as I have explained you. For the synchronous operation of 8051 microcontroller, we have to connect the clock pulses, and that clock pulses are supposed to be connected on pin number 18 and pin number 19. These pins are we call XTAL1 and XTAL2. So, these are the two pins on which we are going to connect the crystal oscillator, and as I told you, the crystal oscillator is 11.0592 megahertz frequency. Okay. Now, we are having total 4 ports. Remember here the reverse Z means what? This the arrow, just observe the arrow 0, 1, 2 and 3. This is a reverse Z which I am going to draw. This way you have to remember the pinout diagram. So, here pin number 32 to pin number 39, we are having port 0. As port 0 it is of 8 bits, so we required the 8 pins, and as I told you in digital technique and in embedded system, always the number system gets started with 0. The first port is not P1 port, first port is a P0 port. Same way in the pinout diagram, if you observe very carefully, P0.0 it is not P0.1, it is P0.0, P0.1, P0.2 like this up to P0.7. So, my pin numbers, my total pins are 8, but the numbers are from 0 to 7. Same way the ports are 4, but the numbers are from 0 to 3. So, this way you have to remember this is my first port P0 and which can be used as an input port and output port. This by using this port we can send the 8-bit data to the 8051 microcontroller, or we can receive the data from the 8051 microcontroller. This port 0 is also having some dual function. Dual function means suppose we connect some external RAM or external ROM. So, at that time you have to send some address for that particular memory, and when we got the data or when we want to send the data, there must be some data bus. So, for every memory location there is an address bus and data bus. So, we have to send that address. So, for that purpose we are using this port 0 as a address bus, lower byte. My address bus can be of 16 bit. 16 bit का address bus हो सकता है. So, for that purpose we are using two ports, port 0 and port 2. These are the two ports we are using for the communication of external RAM or ROM. But remember here port 0 is used to send the lower byte of address. Lower byte means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Higher byte of address 8 to 15. So, that 8 to 15 we are going to use port 2. But lower byte of address we can send by using port 0. Same way, when we receive the data, that data can be picked up by using same port P0, or when we are going to send the data to the external RAM, at that time that data can be sent by using port 0. Means port 0 is having multiplexing. At a one time it is supposed to be used as an address bus, at one time it is supposed to be used as a data bus. This type of multiplexing is there, and how it is happen, that we will discuss when we interface the memory to the 8051 microcontroller. But here remember this port 0 can be used as an input port and output port, or also it can be used for the sending of the lower byte of address and to get the data or to send the data to the external memory. So, this is a simple function of port 0. Next one, that is my port 1. Port 1 is the only port which is not having dual function. This port 1 can be used either the input port or the output port. Correct. So, pin number 1 to pin number 8 is my port 1 for P10 to P17. Next is my port 2. Port 2, as I told you, port 2 is again input and output port, but it is also having dual function. When we have to send the address to the external memory, so at that time we have to send the 16-bit address. So in that case, lower byte is get sent by the port 0 and higher byte we are going to send by using port 2. So by using the combination of port 0 and port 2, we can send the 16-bit address to the external memory locations. Okay, next is my port 3. Port 3, remember this port 0, port 1, port 2, we start from the external side 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from outer side to inner side, but this one is having some different combination. From pin number 10 it is supposed to be P3.0, P3.1, P3.2 like this. This total port pins from 10 to pin number 17, total 8 pins are there, and these 8 pins are used as a port 3 pins and can be used as an input port and output port. But this port 3 is again having some dual functions, as we have discussed. My 8051 can be used for the serial communication. So in that case, what will happen? These two pins P3.2 and P3.1 are used for the serial communication. RxD is to receive the data and TxD is to transmit the data. So when I say my 8051 can be used for the serial communication, you have to use these two pins, pin number 10 and pin number 11. Next, as I told you, there are two external interrupts. So that external interrupt we have to connect on the pins. When you want to send some signal to the microcontroller as an interrupt signal, so that interrupt it is supposed to be connected on some pins. So these are the two pins, pin number 12 and pin number 13. These two pins are used to apply the external interrupts to your 8051 microcontroller, INT 0 bar and INT 1 bar. Remember, this bar indicates it is a negative acting pin, means when this pin is connected to ground, the interrupt will get applied to your 8051 microcontroller. Normally this pin is high. When this pin is high, means microcontroller will understand that okay, there is no interrupt. But suppose that pin becomes 0, it indicates that microcontroller will understand that okay, I got the interrupt on a particular pin, interrupt 0 or interrupt 1, accordingly I have to process the operation, I have to stop my operation, whatever may be the operation which is going on, that is supposed to be stopped, and then it is supposed to be execute a small program which is written on the microcontroller for the response of that particular interrupt. Same way, my timers, as I told you, there are two timers. That timers can be used as a counter, means when the external event it is get occurred. In the last lecture I have explained the part when we have to count the number of bottles. When the bottle it is get passed, the clock it is get generated, and in that case that clock it is supposed to be applied so that the counter value it is supposed to be increased. So for that timer 0, T0 and T1, these are the two pins, pin number 14 and 15, which can be used as a counter pins. Same way, if we connect the external RAM, we have to send the two signals, whether you want to write the data on the external RAM or you want to read the data from the external RAM. These are the control pins. Yes, so these two are the control pins, WR bar, write bar and read bar. These are the two pins which we can use here in the communication of the external RAM. So this is the dual function of P3 port. So normally we can use this port as a input output port, but remember these are also having some extra functions. Next, 4 pins which are supposed to be pending. A very important pin, that is pin number 9, and we call this pin as a reset pin. It is indicated by RST. What is the function of this pin? If you check your computer or your laptop, we are having reset pin. If you press that pin for a particular time period, it will reset your microcontroller. Or we can say, if your mobile it is get hang, what we will do? We will make it reset. What is meant by reset? Whatever may be the first instruction to be executed for your application, your microcontroller or your system is going to execute that instruction, and that is the simple meaning of reset. Means your program it is get started from the first instruction. So that thing which is supposed to be happen by using this pin number 9, and which is a reset pin. This is active high pin. Active high pin means what? When you connect this pin to VCC for 2 machine cycle. Now what is 2 machine cycle? That part we will discuss in the next lectures, but here remember a reset pin is supposed to be connected to the high signal or to the VCC minimum 2 machine cycle, and your microcontroller will get reset. When we apply the reset signal here, the program counter content becomes 0000, and because of that the first instruction which is written on the memory location 0000, it is get executed, or program which is get started from that memory location 0000. This is the importance of the reset pin, correct. The next part is very important, that is pin number 29, PSEN bar, program stored enable. So, this is the pin which we are using at the time of interfacing of external ROM. So, whatever may be the memory location which you have selected by using port 0 and port 2, when we send the address, so at that by using that address, now you have to pick up the content from that memory location. So, you have to send the signal from this pin, which is again negative acting pin, means when it becomes low, it will send the signal to the external ROM, and from that memory location which is given by the address bus is supposed to be pick up the content, and that content it is get sent on the data bus, and you can read that content. So, this is a simple function of pin number 29. Next pin is my ALE pin. When you are going to use port 0 as an address bus and data bus, you have to use the demultiplexing. There is a latch IC. For that latch IC, you send the address, and that address it is stored. It is supposed to be stored on that latch IC, so that our port 2 it is get free for the operation of the data, or we can use that port as a data bus. So, for that purpose we are going to send one signal, that address latch enable, and because of that what will happen, the address which you have sent by using port 0, lower byte of address which you have sent for the by using the port 0 for your memory, it is get latch on the latch IC, and your port 0 it becomes free to use it as a data bus. So, for that type of demultiplexing we are using the pin number 30 as a ALE pin. Next, that is external access bar. This is again very important pin. External access, it is a negative acting pin. Now, we have a facility in 8051 microcontroller that we can write down a program, application program on external ROM or internal ROM. Internal ROM, 4K ROM is there. If you think that ROM is sufficient for your application, you can write down your program on the internal ROM. But suppose you have to connect the external ROM, so in that case you have to intimate the microcontroller that on which ROM your application program is there, that you have to intimate to your 8051 microcontroller. So, in that case what will happen, when you make this pin to ground, pin number 31, if it is connected to ground, it will becomes active. External access is available, and in that case your 8051 is going to execute the program from your external ROM. But suppose you connect this pin to VCC, microcontroller will understand that okay, my application program which we have written for it, it is supposed to be present in the internal ROM. So, that type of specification, that type of separation is there, and your microcontroller will understand because of this particular pin. This is all about the pinout diagram of 8051 microcontroller. Thank you.